I am going to complete the prep, and I just wanted to update you. What I did was I went in and I sanded rough areas on him. I also corrected his hoof. I turned it a bit using a heat gun, and then I sanded down some rough areas here. I had given him a coat of primer just so I can kind of see things a little bit better after washing them down and letting them thoroughly dry. So I did put a layer of gray on them because it's easier to see flaws. I do still have some rough areas I need to go in and do. And then in particular, there were a couple of gouges in each of these legs. So what I did was I used a file and I cross-hatched to rough the area up on both of these, in here and on the back leg. And I'm going to layer in some epoxy to cover that over. I'm trying to learn some new things too from other folks online, and roughing up the plastic helps give it some tooth, the epoxy, so it will adhere better and hopefully not lift over time. I can feel how rough this is, so hopefully it'll stick down really well. Same here where I had cross-hatched using my file. So here's Big Albie. He's all primed. I have a couple more spots that I need to just go over again with a little more primer. I found some additional spots I sanded down, so I wanted to make sure that everything is all set. I just have one more area between his legs there, the Breyer brand, that I need to grab again. Sorry for the up close of his personal bits, but I want to make sure that that's exactly where I want it. So I'm going to hit him one more time with a little bit of sanding and prime that one spot, but he's ready to go otherwise. So to sum up, when you do your prep work, you want to make sure that you tackle every spot that you feel you want to address, because if your primed model is not exact, no matter what kind of paint job you put on it, those flaws are going to show. So I am exceedingly careful and picky on how I prep and prime, because I want to make sure I have a solid foundation with which to do my paint work. So I've got a little bit of a shiny spot there. I'm going to hit some dull coat on that just to take care of that. But I've done all the seams. I've done over here where his ears are. There were some mold lines. His Breyer brand has been removed and puttied over. I just need to get in there one more time and sand it a little bit more. I noticed when I was going over him to shoot this here, it's not quite exactly smooth, so I'm going to just sand it down a little bit more and reprime that spot. I did take care of the issues along his back, his mold lines on his legs. Everything got cleaned up as best as I could. I even went in where his mane is. There were some mold lines in here, so I used some needle files, and you can actually see I need to kind of hit in here maybe one more time, because they're still showing a little bit. So you see how really particular I am. So I want to really make sure that these blend in, that you can't tell that those were mold lines. So his tail looked pretty good. I don't think there were any other flaws. Oh, yes, I did talk to some other artists, so I did tweak his leg just a little bit. It was turned out just a little too much, so I just warmed it just enough to turn that leg just a little teeny bit. So he's a little straighter looking. So you can see here that I have straightened that leg out. All right, so to get started, these are just some basics, prep materials that I use. I use my 2-part epoxy sculpt if I need to rebuild or fill anything on a horse. Sandpaper of different grits. Sanding sponges are helpful. I love needle files for getting into little cracks and crevices on any horse. I know people sometimes use those carbide scrapers. That's always an option too. I personally don't have one, but I use the needle files. If you're going to do any cutting or other things, then a Dremel is a good item to have. This one has a cutting wheel on it. For just basic prep, though, this is more or less what I use. And my primer that I've been using for a number of years. I've had good luck with it. This is the gray. I've also used the white one there. I'm going to be giving Duplicolor a try. I need to go pick some up. I've talked to a number of artists who are also using that as a primer and having good luck with it from the automotive store, but I haven't gotten myself over there yet. I'm kind of old school, so this is more or less all I use for my prep, and a lot of elbow grease. Okay, so this guy is now completed. I have gone over every part of him that I can find that I think needed some additional work. I do have to hit him one more time with a little spray because I missed this part right here. But otherwise, this is it for prep. And I'll get that one part covered over with some primer. Make sure, once again, because I am really particular, I want to make sure that my base is exactly the way I want it. So take your time. If you are in a hurry, probably a good idea to set it aside. Don't rush. Take your time. All right, so that's it. I'm just going to hit that one little part there with some more primer. I'm going to let them set up for a few days, and then this guy's going to be ready to get some paint. And I'll follow you through with that. He's going to be a Leopard Appy. I've double checked with the client, so we are both on the same page. We know what we're going to do, and I'll show you how I do that.